Hello, welcome to 120 Days of Movie Podcast. Episode shit. I was gonna have this up and ready. God damn it. Let's see. I think we're on episode 20.
Is it
20. It's coming. It's taking me forever. Slow internet. It's somewhat. It's one episode.
right? Yeah, it's a number.
Oh
Hold
shit.
on.
We're in episode 50.
Yeah, right. We're on
Woohoo!
50. I was gonna say because we're getting close to 60, which is halfway.
Yeah, you're right. Damn, we're on episode 50.
Yeah, I was
Um,
thinking it's 20. Like,
I don't know why I was. Yeah,
yeah, this is episode 3, I think, 3 or 4, maybe.
no, it's definitely not that. But yeah, it's
Okay.
definitely 50. So that's pretty fucking crazy. But yeah, this is Chuck.
This is Daniel.
This is Brendan.
Yeah, and we watched another movie. We saw 1 Hour Photo by Mark Romanek, and it's a
Romanek?
2000 Romanek. It's
Something like,
a
I'm not sure.
yeah. Apologize for butchering your name, but yeah, he doesn't direct anymore, so maybe we can make fun of him. But yeah, it's a 2002 film. It's with Robin Williams, and yeah, let's kind of just talk about it for a little bit, and then we can talk about spoilers, I guess. But oh, and we didn't do this last time. No one summarized Prince of Egypt.
Yeah, I remember. I realized that, but I mean, if there was any movie we're gonna forget, I think most people probably know what Moses' deal is.
No, that's
Yeah.
true. You're just kind of
Yeah.
summarizing the Bible.
Right? Yeah.
So yeah, Dan, you picked it. So do you want to summarize, or do you want to leave it up to someone else?
I can do it quickly. Yeah, 1 Hour Photo. It stars Robin Williams in sort of an against type role, I think. And he plays a dude that works at like a Walmart photo. What do you even call it anymore? Like, it doesn't exist. Like, they developed a film
it's
for
like
you.
it's kind of like a Walgreens. Like it's not the primary focus of the place, but it's
Save
like
Mart.
Yeah, it's like this shop, this store, and it's where you go and get your film developed. I guess it still exists. And he develops this obsession with this family because he develops their photos, sees what a happy life they're living. Meanwhile, he's sort of alone and very unhappy. Ultimately, or maybe not ultimately, climactically discovers that the father in this family is having an affair and decides to attack the father and his what, mistress? Is that the word?
Yeah.
Yeah. And ends up what would you even describe, like seemingly taking horrifying pictures of them in like sexual positions and then getting caught. And it's revealed that he was, I mean, it's very heavily implied that he was abused by his father as a child, who seemed to take like pictures of him and siblings in sexual positions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's totally implied. That's
Yeah.
totally a thing at the end.
Which is like the very end. So we can talk about it. It's like a little bit out of nowhere. Like it's like one of the final lines of the movie is him implying this.
Yeah,
but anyway, yeah, I mean,
everything, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, we can move on because that's
In a
pretty
good way,
much broad
though.
strokes of the movie. Yeah, it adds this, it contextualizes in a way. It's still to me a little bit like when you have these like last second sort of reveals. Sometimes it feels to me like you put it in the final moments so you don't give the audience a chance to kind of link everything together, because it does add context to the fact that like, okay, that's where it seemingly he like got the idea to be taking these pictures of the father and what is the word? His girlfriend. And why he's so like, as he's doing it, he's sort of very like, he's acting very differently from any other time he did in the movie. He's usually very like sort of reserved and nervous and awkward, but in this scene he's like super I mean, you can imagine it's horrifying, but just really dominating and kind of, you know, that's this like persona he takes on. But but it doesn't. I don't know. Like, does that explain why he was obsessed with the family in the first place? Like, is it just because he didn't have a happy family growing up? Like, it sort of is like, I don't know, a little bit last moment. And I don't know. It like, I don't really know what I think about it.
Yeah, I didn't really have a problem with it being brought up so late because you definitely
Mhm.
knew something was weird about him.
Sure.
He could have just been like a social outcast and like nothing wrong, but like I don't know, it kind of adds to his character in a fucked up way.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it definitely does, and it definitely it's sort of, I guess, feeds into what is one of the opening lines of the movie, where in a voiceover he's talking about that, people take pictures of things they want to remember. People don't take pictures of things they want to forget. People don't take pictures of tragic moments. And so, but obviously for him, that's not true, right? Like the idea of a
Yeah.
photo has like a very different implication for him. Um, so that is like this interesting sort of core of the movie, is like, not to be super cliche or like super sort of pretentious sounding, like what is a photo? Like what is like the significance of a photo?
Yeah.
And for most people, it's a happy memory, but it could just as easily. It doesn't have to be. It's not inherently happy. It could be anything. It's just kind of a moment.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
I was.
like, oh, go ahead, Brandon. My bad.
Go ahead, Chuck.
Oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say like you also see like people who use it for work. Like we see the one guy,
Mm-hmm.
the detective. Was it a detective or like not detective? What was he? He was like
You're
a
talking about like the line of customers.
yeah. No,
He
he
was,
was a fucking
he was an insurance
insurance.
agent. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He had like pictures of like crash cars and stuff. So it's not.
Mhm.
Some people used it for work as well.
Right.
Yeah. I
Not
was gonna
pursuit
say.
hiking.
No, I was gonna say that was like one of the aspects of the film that I really liked was like the whole his whole commentary on photos and what they are, and when he was saying like
Mhm.
that's like time being stopped right there. I was like, damn,
Mhm.
that's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It is. I mean, but it sort of circles, but not to get stuck on this, but like, I don't know. Not every question needs to be answered at all. In fact, I don't want every question to be answered, but it sort of like makes you wonder what made him, like, he clearly chose to do this like to do these photo prints, to like be developing film for people. He takes it very seriously, which is another interesting thing about his character, by the way. Immediately, is like this very like sort of mundane. You'd imagine, like, no disrespect to it, but like, you'd sort of associate as maybe sort of a minimum wage kind of, just maybe part-time job, not just kind of not something you think of having a lot of um uh sort of necessarily demanding, what's the word, not relevance, but I don't know, like being taken so seriously. But he
Yeah.
recognizes that, like, well, these are people's memories, like he puts all this emphasis on it, but it's like, but you have this horrible memory associated with photos, so how did you get there? I don't know. But maybe you have a thought.
yeah. I don't know. It. I didn't really get fascinated with the whole photo stuff. To
Yeah.
like, yeah. To me, I felt like that was kind of just. I don't know. It didn't really like draw me in. I kind of got
Hmm.
drawn in by his like performance.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really liked like I was expecting like his character to break. Like
Yeah, sure.
he was gonna like tell a joke randomly.
Oh.
Right. You like it,
No,
the character break and just Robin Williams be left, is what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Not like a
Yeah.
mental break. He kind of does have
Uh,
like a mental break at the end, but
oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean like he just like, oh yeah, I'm actually a funny guy. I'm gonna tell
Right.
some jokes. Like I love him in these kind of roles. Like I know he's
Mm.
kind of a funny guy in Good Will Hunting too, but like I feel like this was just like the next step forward.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Robin Williams was like a really great actor. Like, right? I know that that's not at all a hot take, but like it's not, I think, that common. Like, I think it's very common that you have stand-up comics that go into film and TV and stuff. Like you do see that regularly. I don't
Hmm.
think it's quite so common that you have a stand-up comic who's like really a really pretty fantastic actor. You know, it
Yeah.
happens,
I
but
agree.
he's really good.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, he was just a lot. He he was definitely my favorite actor, obviously, but I also like the other
Hmm.
performances. I felt like everyone kind of sold their job pretty good. Like it kind
Yeah.
like everyone's interaction with him, he's like, oh, this guy's a little awkward, but like I'll play along to what he's saying and what
Hmm.
he's doing. Um, I'll get
It's
my
very
biggest. Oh, sorry,
Hmm.
my bad, Dan. I was just gonna get my biggest grievance out the way.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, the worst part about the movie is the Neon Genesis reference.
Oh yeah,
Oh, what?
I well, what does he say?
Yeah,
Neon Genesis Evangelion is what he says. I think.
yeah, he like butchers the name,
Yeah.
and he's also like, "Oh, this is one of the good guys." And I'm like, "Wrong, wrong, like double wrong."
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Oh no, yeah, it's
That's funny.
okay. I forgot, Dan, you haven't seen it. Brendan's
No.
seen it though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, it's an angel he's pointing at, right?
Oh, that I wasn't even focusing. I was just like laughing that he said neon, like he said the name, and I was like, oh, this is what Chuck meant.
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
saying
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the reference.
Oh yeah, you did. Did you point that out last?
Yeah, I've seen that clip.
Yeah.
I've seen that clip, like, because there was like a YouTube video talking about Neon Genesis Evangelion, and they were like, "Oh, it's really deep because even movies talk about it." And I'm like, and then they show this reference. I'm like, this is a horrible reference. Like, this is not. Like, I
That's
think
funny.
he literally just bought like the first anime like figurine he saw.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they're like,
that's
"Oh,
why. And like, why? I wonder. Like, if it was so difficult for anyone involved to learn how to say the name or realize, like, why not just pick up like fucking Captain America or something? Like, it's so like it's so specific that
yeah,"
you know what I
and
mean.
it's.
Like,
I
Yeah.
feel like the fucking Venn diagram of people who like know both. It would be
mm.
like us, and like,
Right.
yeah,
It's
like,
us.
yeah, and it's so fucking weird. Like, and it's the thing is, like, I was looking on IMDb, and like, there's one claim that like it was Robin Williams figurine, and like he brought it in, and he ironically says like that's a good guy, even though it's an angel.
Okay. Except it's he had an unopened model.
And
Like,
also, like, he says the name wrong too. Like,
yeah, right.
yeah, and he was like a fan of the show. I'm like, no, like bullshit. Like, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, that doesn't really track, does it? I mean,
Yeah,
unless like, I mean, this movie's 2002. Like,
no, because
he could.
the dub was out like
Okay,
in
right,
1999, and like that shit
right,
was, yeah, way before this. And also, they say it right in the dub.
right. Uh huh.
Yeah,
There's no
like,
Evangelion.
no, yeah, exactly. Like, if you fucking watch Toonami, you probably they probably had the
Which,
stupid.
yeah, if someone was a fan of, and I feel like any anime in 2002 in the U.S., they probably were watching Toonami. To be honest, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Especially the Western audience, and like they were probably watching, and then they would say the fucking guy from Toonami would be like, "No, Neon Genesis Evangelion," and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
like,
yeah, I feel like it wasn't butchered that much. The name. It's like
but no, but like, dude, that's like and it's also like, I don't know, maybe I'm just
I mean,
over.
it was butchered like it was butchered enough that I caught it, I'll say. And like I agree with you, Brendan, where it's not like he said, no, Junesis, Uvam Boobadoo. You know,
yeah.
like he didn't but it's like if someone said, oh, my favorite anime, Cowboy Be
Bebop.
Boopadoop. You know, like it's just like, wait, what? Like, no, that's not, you know.
It's also
Okay.
like
Yeah.
those are all English words, right? Like, am I going crazy?
Yeah, that's true. Well, Evangelion, is that a word? I have to look this
I
up.
don't think no, but Evangelion is right.
Oh
Maybe it's
yeah.
not.
No, I just said it wrong and I didn't mean to. He's infected me.
No, it's okay.
I searched the word Evangelion, and the only thing that comes up is this.
Oh, no, you're
So
right.
I don't think
Okay,
it's a real word.
so he got the 2 English words right, and then the 3rd
Right.
word he couldn't get right.
Good for him.
Yeah.
God damn it, no, that's bullshit. No,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, if they made a reference to it, like, not even, like, a surface level reference, like, "Oh, yeah, it's like mechas," but, like, they talked about, like, how the things about, like, depression and anxiety and shit like that would've been crazier. But
Yeah, right.
they don't.
They don't make a reference to it really.
No,
Like
they don't.
unless somebody. I mean, I suppose like the fact that it's in there. It's hard to know. Like, was there someone involved that was like, oh, that means like even a prop person, like that level, was like, oh, let me see if I can sneak this in. Wouldn't that be funny?
But then they
Or
made a scene about it though. Like, if it was in
yeah,
the background, that's one thing. I'm like, okay, cool, like that's fine. But like they have 2 scenes devoted to it. Like they have
that's
a
true.
scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
three really, because he has it, then he buys it for him, then he shows that he built it
Oh
in his
yeah,
house.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
fucking bizarre.
yeah, it is pretty weird.
Yeah.
Especially since but really what I'm stuck on is like it could have been anything.
I know
like he could
that's
have
yeah.
right.
Like it could have been a stupid like anything toy. Like the whole
Mhm.
point of the thing was not like to talk about the anime or the figurine.
Yeah.
It was more about like, oh yeah, this was a gift, and it was weird that he was buying a gift for this kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, that's my rant. That's over.
Well, that's yeah. Okay. No, I'm glad you brought it up. We had to clear the air.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think a random scene that was like very scary, but like it's just so
I know
random was
exactly.
when he
I
was
know exactly what
dreaming.
you're gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah. And then his eyes just started bleeding.
That was
Yeah, that was
awesome.
wild. Yeah, that was kind of
Yeah.
like I feel like to be honest, like the best part of the movie.
Yeah,
Like
no, because that was
just in
actually scary. I was like, damn, that
yeah,
was
like it's
effective.
so striking. Like
Mhm.
I thought this movie was like pretty good. We won't get ahead of our ratings yet, but like I think it's pretty good. It's like a little bit. I don't want to this. I feel like I say this sometimes, and I don't want to be like too harsh, but like sometimes you watch a movie and you feel like it's good and it's got something to say, but it almost not like it's taking itself too seriously, but maybe it's like it's not doesn't quite know what it's getting at, and it's just kind of like circling a bunch of things, and almost is like implying there's more to it than it is. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I kind of felt that way about this movie a little bit, because like I don't quite get how all the pieces together, and at its core, it's just like it's a scary thing, but it's like a dude becomes obsessed with his family, like this family, like it's there's not a ton of moving pieces. But that
Yeah.
said,
I
yeah,
I would agree with that. That's why I'm like, was the ending put in there just to like completely, I guess, yeah, because like up until then, I was like, okay, it's like where I don't really know what is being told right now. Is just like because it was like a lot of build up. So I'm like, okay, where's this building up to? And then he does all of that, and then I guess just with the reveal at the end, then it made me like reflect more on the movie, and it's like, oh,
Mhm.
maybe this is just a like a character study and like going into his psychosis of like and not really necessarily like the idea of like, oh, this guy's doing this to this family and whatnot.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, I think that is the intention. Like it is. I've used this word a couple times, but it is this like recontextualization. It's like that. It's not just this guy that is. It maybe provides some explanation of like, why is he looking for a perfect family? Why does he struggle connecting with people? It certainly explains directly like why what he did to the husband, like in a
Yeah.
very direct way, you know. But it doesn't really explain why he would do that. Like, why would you take this horrible thing? Is it a punishment? Like, is that just what he like? Is that what he thought was like? This is the worst thing you could do to a person. But it sort of doesn't. I don't know. And the fact that he actually doesn't take pictures of them, which I actually like that moment, which maybe is like the final moment of the movie,
Oh yeah, he just
where
gives random pictures.
right of like things in the hotel, because I feel like that again I don't entirely know what to make of this, but it adds this kind of to me this other layer where it's like, okay, you're doing this horrible thing to these people that you've decided need to sort of um, uh, withstand this terrible punishment, this terrible thing that happened to you. It's like the worst thing you can imagine doing to a person, so that's what you're going to do to them. But he doesn't want the photos, like he doesn't want photos of them like naked in the bed or whatever. So he doesn't take them. It's just the action without like the product.
Yeah.
Um, which again, I don't really know entirely what the point is, but it's sort of interesting nonetheless.
I thought he took the photos like because I thought there was like a theme that like, oh yeah, like photos are eternal. Like
Mhm,
the fact maybe he's like, oh, if I take these photos, they'll always have to remember this. Even
mhm.
though the whole thing is trauma, like I feel like they're always gonna
Yeah,
remember it without the
Yeah.
photos.
but he doesn't take the photos. That's the point. He doesn't take photos of them
Oh, like he did. Oh, he
because
didn't.
they say because at the end because at the beginning the movie's framed with him in the interrogation room, if you remember. And at the very beginning of the movie, the detective comes in and says, I've got some not very pretty pictures here. What made you so mad at whatever the dad's name was, John or something. And then at the very end of the movie, and a couple times, Cy, that's the name of the main character, asks like, "Oh, can I see the pictures? Can I see the pictures?" And finally, at the very end of the movie, the detective's like, "Yeah, okay, sure, you can see the pictures." He takes them out, he lays them on the table, and it's like pictures of like, the shower and like the corner of the bed.
Oh.
Like it's just random things.
I thought he just didn't show those photos to him, but I guess I misunderstood.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're meant to understand that those are the photos he took. I think. I could be wrong that there's other photos that like, yeah, he's not going to show him. He's not going to just hand over like, oh yeah, sure, enjoy these naked pictures that you took of these
Yeah,
traumatized people. You know?
that's what I interpreted. But I guess you're right because like, no, that's a good point. I didn't really think of it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which that more to me, that more than the revelation that he was abused himself, the fact that he didn't take the pictures is the more interesting thing about his character, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Because it's sort of like a limit to a limit to sort of to the cruelty, or like a limit to like, it wasn't about him. You know, it wasn't about like, I want to memorialize this moment. It was like doing something to someone, which is still awful. Like, I'm not saying it's better. It's just sort of a different intention.
Or maybe like also like he like broke his own like what he went through. So his
Mm.
he remembers being in that position, photos being taken of like him, but he's like, oh no, I won't go down to that level. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah,
We don't
maybe
know,
so.
but maybe it's something
Yeah.
he could have thought about in the moment. Like,
Yeah,
oh no, this is
totally.
not me.
Right. Yeah, that could be like like the one place. You're right. It could be the one place he won't go. Like the one place he feels like that's what separates me. You know, like why he maybe in his head thinks, I'm doing something someone deserves to have done to them. I'm punishing him. I'm in the right here. But if he had actually taken pictures and kept them, that would have made him the bad guy.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, it's all that said, it is sort of interesting. It's just it's a little bit muddled to me, which can be fine. But
Yeah, this was kind of an experimental movie for its time.
yeah, it's kind of
Mhm.
it's a bit odd in that. Yeah, I agree that it has a little bit of kind of this, maybe not quite art house edge, but yeah, a little bit of like an experimental edge. But still, I don't know if it's because like you have like a big name like Robin Williams involved. Like it doesn't quite go. I don't want to say it doesn't go far enough, but it kind of has these flashes of like really bizarre moments, like the dream. Both dreams, like the dream of him and his eyes bleeding, and also the daydream sequence where you don't realize it's a daydream where he breaks into the family's house is pretty
Oh
bizarre.
yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the fact he takes a shit in their toilet is like there's like
I
shit like that.
I
Yeah,
love that. That was so
that's
cool.
like these like moments that are like I mean, range from like actually really scary to very uncomfortable. Like there's it's not stuff I necessarily enjoy seeing, but these moments of like whoa, like that's pretty striking. And then there'll kind of be whole sequences where it's sort of like it's still fine, but maybe it feels a little tired or like a little cliche by comparison.
I definitely felt a lot of cringe.
Yeah, he's a pretty cringeworthy character. He's so awkward.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I, in particular, what scene was it? I think it's when he is. I don't remember. I think it may have been when he bumps into the mom at the mall. Like he like acts like he just bumped into her and he's trying to have a conversation with her. Or I was
Oh
like,
my
please,
god, yeah,
yeah,
dude, you got
please
it
just
on the
leave.
head. Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
that was the
Yeah.
worst scene for me too. Oh my god.
yeah, because it's just like you both. Oh, it's like something I was gonna say earlier is like why I think all the performances are pretty good is because it's very authentic. Like it's like, oh fuck, like I know exactly this situation where maybe you're talking to someone you don't really want to be talking to, or just like it's such a familiar situation. It's such a like
Yeah.
mundane but like awful social situation to be in. And that scene in particular was just like, oh god, please, just like eat your fucking food, dude.
But yeah, like overall, I really enjoyed the movie. Like I liked a lot of aspects, especially like I said before, the acting, and I just kind of like how everything was presented. I like how there's not really that many locations. I kind of like how
Yeah.
it's mostly focused on what's going on in the store, and at like sometimes you see inside the people's house, and I thought that was really cool. But yeah,
Mhm.
it was definitely cool. I think the last that kind of like when he's like running away from the police, that was also a little jarring. I'm like, okay, this is acting like this is like a whole different movie now.
Yeah, that's a good point, and I think what I sort of think about when I think about this movie, like like I feel like that's it leaning into like, oh, it's still gonna be a thriller. There's still gonna be kind of like him running away, and it's still there still has to be this like concreteness to it. Where like think us talking about it now, like it almost would have been super interesting if like he didn't know this family. Like or he like saw them but he didn't talk to them and it, like he got to know them all through their pictures. You
That
know,
would
and
be
it was
really
almost
cool.
like yeah, and almost
Oh
like the
yeah.
snap was him finally saying something to them and them not being how he imagined or something. You know, like something even weirder and more abstract. But I feel
Mhm.
like they
That would have been cool,
He's
actually.
already like painted like certain
it,
things about them.
right, which that kind of is what happens because it's like he realizes that the father's and the husband's having an affair, so that kind of breaks the image of this perfect family. But
Mhm.
like, it would have been really cool if like it wasn't even something that dramatic. Potentially, it was like I don't know, just so like he imagined something and it turned out I don't know, like the kid was a
Well,
brat or something, you know.
they could have just kept a lot of this stuff anyway. Like they could have just
Mhm.
they could have just showed like like him interacting, but with the family, but that was all in his head.
Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
and they sort of do that too. Yeah, it's like that's I think it's like clearly some really like it, pretty some fascinating ideas and like really great ideas about like how to present his sort of thinking about them. Like the fact, yeah, he had this whole daydream in which like he's just Uncle Si on the couch and it's not a big deal, and you, the viewer, don't even realize it. Like it plays with these things. It's just like I feel like if there, I wonder if there was some pressure from some direction, a studio or something, just like okay, don't get too crazy. You know, don't go too abstract. Like it still needs to be based in reality somewhat. You know, we still need the audience still needs to most of the time understand what's happening. Um, don't
Yeah.
make it too crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to like dig more about I the one thing I don't like about the movie is like
Mm,
I wish there was more going on. I wish there was like
mm.
like I wish there was more characters in a weird way, but I also do like the fact that it was a small cast. So maybe I'm just bitching.
Yeah, I feel like it could go either
Hmm.
way. Um,
Mhm.
because I think, like, I guess in the version of the movie I'm sort of describing, it would be like also a really minimal cast, but maybe it's just I don't know. Like, it just would have to commit one way or the other. Either make it more complex in its plot, or really commit to kind of like the minimal. Like, wouldn't it be cool if, well, maybe this would be too much, but almost a lot of the movie was like the daydream sequence, where like we saw him interacting with his family, but it was all just based on his impressions of the photos or something. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
that's kind of
Yeah.
then
That,
you're just yeah, but then you're kind of just going into like American Beauty, right? Like
Is that what happens in American Beauty?
yeah, American Beauty is. Oh, have you not seen it?
I saw it a
That's
long
the
time
Kevin
ago.
Spacey, right?
Yeah, with Kevin
Yeah.
Spacey.
Yeah, well, I have seen it. Is it
Yeah.
at the end? Is it all someone's dream?
No, but he has a lot of like daydream sequences in the movie.
Yeah, I guess I remember that. It's like you hit with the roses is like the
Yeah,
famous.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's like one of the big ones. But yeah, like
Uh-huh.
I love that movie, and I feel like
Hmm.
not to say like that movie is a better version of this movie,
Sure. Uh-huh.
but it's like I just fucking love that movie. It's really good, even though
It is very good.
obviously, yeah, even though we all know
So
Spacey's evil, whatever.
yeah.
You can separate the art from the artist to a degree. I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
wrong just to like the
We
movie.
Yeah.
yeah we
But
talk
I
about
Uh,
to like to support what Dan just said. It's like I feel like a character like him would be like I forgot the term for it, but like maladaptive daydreaming or something, where
mm,
it's like you're so into your daydream. I feel like, and from what he was showing, like that's what he would do a lot of the times. So it would kind of like fit his persona also, where it's like he's constantly just daydreaming.
yeah, and we could have seen. I feel like we only see a couple of them too.
Yeah.
mhm. And they
Yeah,
are like the most striking part of the movie, like either in terms of the tension with the daydream or his nightmare, which is like so visually striking with the all white, like blank shelves and him opening of his eyes. Like that's like a wild scene. Um, anyway,
yeah. I was gonna say if you guys are cool, I'm down to give my rating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, I think I'm ready.
yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7.
I will give it. I guess I'm not ready. What are you going to give it, Brendan?
I was also gonna give it a 7.
Yeah, I guess I'll give it a 7. I'm almost feeling like a 6, not because I hate it. I just like sevens are hard. Maybe I'll be different, and I'll say I'm giving it a 6.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
surprised. The way you were talking about it, Dan, I thought you were gonna give it higher.
Yeah, I do like the movie a lot. It's more the way I try to rate things to a degree where like I think about other movies I've given sevens. And like I just don't know if yeah,
Oh.
and I don't know if I'll be like thinking about this movie as long. Like, and like if this will have as much of an impact on me as some other things I've given sevens, you know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the
Yeah.
opposite. Like, I feel like
Mm.
I try to, like, judge every movie, like, independently in a weird way.
Yeah, no, I
'Cause
get that. There's not a
yeah.
right or wrong way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's
My
definitely, like, movies where I'm like, "Oh, like, I don't think this is better." Like, I don't like this
Mhm.
more, but I feel like it is just a strictly better movie.
Yeah, that's always hard too. I struggle with that. Brendan, I feel like, is the most honestly is the most consistent in the way he rates. I feel like Brendan, you're
Oh,
very good
yeah.
about like, I liked this movie, therefore I give it a 9. I give it a 10. Like it doesn't matter.
yeah.
Mhm.
Whereas, yeah, I struggle with, and that's good. Like I admire that. Like I always get caught up in like, well, maybe I don't really like it, but I feel like it's a well put together movie. So what does that mean for my rating? Do I rate it based on like in a way that feels in quotes objective, or do I just say, well, I didn't like it, so it's a 2 or something? I don't know. I'll
Yeah,
never
it's
know.
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an example for me is like 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's an
Mm,
amazing, like it's done really well, and it's like amazing movie. I think it's kind of boring at sometimes, but like
mm.
giving it less than a 9 feels like a fucking sin.
Yeah, it's all balance, I guess. I don't like.
Mhm.
I think it depends on like at the end of watching a movie, you're gonna have a strong sense, maybe not of a number, but like here's my example, something like Dancer in the Dark, which obviously we did on this podcast, and I gave it
Mhm.
10, and I stand by my 10. That's an ugly fucking movie,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's a
it looks
movie
like
with like
actual shit.
yeah, and it's got bizarre melodramatic writing. The plot makes like no sense, but I fucking watched
Okay.
that movie.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I disagree with those two. No, 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 no way.
What? That the
Uh,
writing is bad and the plot it makes no sense?
no, I like the plot, and I also like the rating.
Oh, we don't need to rehash this. Like, I'm not. Yeah, just it, let me finish my thought, and then we'll rehash Dancer in the
Okay.
Dark. Like, despite all those sort of criticisms I have amongst myself, no one else. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, I think what I think. It's whatever. It's just the way I feel. But if I watched that movie and I'm like, fuck, like, I don't think I've been like it's. I could count on one hand the number of times I've been affected to this degree by fiction. Like
Mhm.
that. Just like, oh shit, like. And how can you not give that a 10? Like
Yeah.
you can't get around it. In terms of the plot not making any sense, she could have just told the police she's got an eye disease and she can't tell her son because of stress. Like it's like, or just it doesn't like it all comes down to the fact that she refuses to give
It's her
any chance.
pride. It's her
It's
pride,
not
man.
well. I disagree. And actually, this is something I like about the movie. I don't think it's her pride at all. It's she really believes that her son finding out that he might go blind one day without the surgery. I imagine like she was told offhand by a doctor one time, oh, don't mention it to him because stress can make it worse. And she's hung on to that. And as low a chance as there is that, like, well, how the fuck would knowing make him he's not going to suddenly lose his sight. Well, imagine, what is she? Maybe she has a young son. She's maybe meant to be 35 or something.
Mhm.
Like, she's losing her sight now. He's 10 or something. He's not going to suddenly lose his sight. But despite the fact it doesn't make any sense in my mind, despite the fact that it's like you could have just told him, this all would have been set up. You would have had the money to get the surgery, and then it would have been done. She can't even bring herself to tell her son because she still thinks there's some small chance it might affect him, and she'd rather die than do any possible harm to her son.
Yeah. See, that's
Yeah.
why it's a perfect movie, and that's why the plot's amazing.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense though. I
It
love it.
doesn't need to make sense. It's just how
Yeah,
you
you're
yeah.
right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I agree with you. Like, it doesn't need to make sense clearly because it's so well done, and even in the fact it doesn't make sense, like in a purely kind of outside way, it almost strengthens like the core of the movie. So
Yeah.
anyway, it's
And she was also
people.
prideful. She is also I'll say that too, because that song where she sings in front of the guy on the trains and everything, she's like,
Mm,
"Oh yeah, I'll be blind. I don't care. Who
yeah,
needs to
that's
see?"
true. I guess
Yeah.
I think of it less. To me, I guess I think of well. I guess maybe it's like pride sort of has a negative implication where I feel like she's not prideful in that she sees herself as better than others. I think it's just she doesn't
See it as a
want to.
negative.
Yeah, like she doesn't want to be told that she can't do something or that she can't help her son or she can't work this job or she needs someone around her to be taking care of her. Which, yeah, I suppose is a form of pride, but I guess I don't think it's arrogance. Like, I don't think she thinks I'm better than this.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just,
I wouldn't
yeah,
say that either.
yeah.
Yeah, I love how we're talking about Dancing in the Dark like
I know,
50.
just like 30 episodes ago or something.
Yeah. Oh my god, even more than probably. Like that
Yeah.
was probably like our 20th episode or something.
And that would be 30 episodes ago
Oh
because we're
jeez.
50.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, isn't it? It's crazy.
Yeah, I was
That
gonna
might
say, do you
be.
guys? Oh, my bad. My bad, Dan.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say, I think that might be my only 10 for this show
Oh yeah.
on the
Yeah,
pod. I
probably.
think.
Oh
Yeah.
no, what about Schindler's List?
I don't know if I gave it a 10. I think I gave it a 9.
Okay, that's respect.
Yeah. I could double check though. You're right. It's a possibility.
Yeah, I think Schindler's List is our like most watched video or like podcast. I mean,
I wonder why.
Yeah.
I think because it's a super popular movie.
I guess that must be it.
That's my only guess though.
Yeah.
No follow up.
No follow. Yeah, that's all I can contribute. But yeah, I was gonna say, do you guys want to talk about movies you've seen first, or do you guys want to just talk about the movie I'm thinking about recommending?
I don't know. What do we usually do?
We usually talk about movies we saw first.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to go first?
I want Brendan to go first.
All
Okay.
right, mine's pretty easy. What did I? Oh, okay. I saw The Beach, which is a Danny Boyle film with Leonardo DiCaprio. It was pretty good.
Oh.
Definitely not one of my favorites of his, but I had been meaning to watch it, and I after finishing it, I liked it more than
Mm.
during it, if that makes sense.
I know
Mhm.
exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt that
I
way
watched.
about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Dan.
I was gonna say I remember feeling that way about another very early movie we watched for this was with Tree of Life. Remember that one? That's exactly how I
Oh
felt
Oh
about that
yeah.
movie.
yeah. So I saw that.
Is Danny
Uh,
Boyle your favorite director?
a good question. Like, I want to see some of my favorite films and the directors and see, but like, I would say, just off the top of my head, he has made like three movies that are like in my top 20.
Yeah, that sounds like your
It's a
favorite
pretty good
director.
ratio. Yeah.
Yeah,
What are
and
the
those are, if anyone's interested, Slumdog Millionaire, 127 Hours, and Train Spotting.
Mhm.
Mm. He's a
And you
very
also
eclectic director.
Huh?
and you
He's
also
got
love
he,
20. Oh yeah, sorry. I was gonna say you also love 28 Days Later.
Yeah, I love that and
mm,
Sunshine,
mm,
but they're not in my top 20.
Hmm.
mhm, mm. I was just gonna say he's got quite the varied filmography. Really.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He's a king.
Yeah,
Um,
he's very good.
so that's all I can in terms of movies. I'm pretty sure that's the only one I saw in the last like week and a half.
Okay. Anything
Yeah,
other
I've
mediums?
yeah, I saw like a British show called Utopia, which was really
Hmm.
good. And then I'm currently watching an anime called Banana Fish, which is also pretty good. And that's and I'm rewatching Ed and Nettie, like as like a morning
Wow.
cartoon. Yeah, super good.
Throwback.
Yeah, it's not just nostalgia, by the way. Like it's actually like it holds up really well.
How long is that show? How long is that show on?
It's like 5
Um,
seasons, right?
yeah, 5
Mm.
seasons, like 13 episodes each, but each episode in quotation is like 2 different episodes.
Sure. Yeah. That's kind of a long time for a kid show. I mean, 5 years or whatever it
Yeah,
ended up being, 4 years or something is like.
Oh, six. No, the 6 seasons of the movie, right?
yeah. Then they had the movie, The Big Picture Show.
The movie was so good.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
The movie was actually like the best thing that like out of Ed and Eddie, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, you have to watch
Hmm.
it, Dan. That's like a great ending for the show.
Oh yeah, it's like a perfect ending.
Yeah, maybe I will check it out because I used to really like Ed and Eddie. The one thing I remember most about it, because it was a long time ago, is that my mom fucking hated this show. I
Oh
don't
really?
know why. She hated it.
No.
Yeah, I don't know why. Just like I feel like I'd have to be. I was always watching it, like sitting on the couch, like looking over my shoulder to see if my mom was going to come in. But yeah, so it's been a long time.
Yeah, but that's it for me.
Cool. Dan, you want to go next, or want me to go?
You can go. I've got a little bit of collection. I won't ramble about them for too long, but I remember last episode I couldn't
Oh yeah, you were
figure
stuck
out
on
what
what you
the
saw.
movie I wanted to mention I watched that was so good was Drive My Car. Have either of you guys seen
Oh
that?
yeah, it's a Korean movie or is it Japanese?
I think it's Japanese.
I've never
Oh,
heard of that.
cool. Yeah, it
Yeah,
came out recently.
yeah. Maybe like it either was 23. I think it might have been 2022. It came out. I think it might have won Best Foreign Picture at the Oscars that year. And I watched it. Oh, it's 2021 actually. Anyway, I watched it sort of just on a whim. I had heard of it. It didn't really look interesting to me at all, but I kept hearing how good it was or how acclaimed it was, really. And I finally watched it, and it's definitely a slow burn. And it took me a little while to kind of be convinced. Like it's I think 3.5 hours long, maybe. It's like very
Damn.
long.
Damn.
Yeah, that might be a little bit of exaggeration, maybe closer to 3, but it's a very long movie. And but by the end, I was really sold. It's like it's actually just about 3 hours. It I don't even want to say too much. I don't want to give it away. Not that there's twists, but just it is like so good at like withholding information from you in like a way that is like just in like small gestures and looks and like single lines of dialogue and stuff, like just super minimal storytelling, like giving you so much to chew on. Yeah, like even the ending, I like still am like so shook by that I can't like, to me, in my interpretation of the ending, there's like two possibilities, and one is horribly tragic and awful, and the other is uplifting and wonderful, and I don't know which it is, and I don't even like thinking about it because it just like freaks me out. So yeah, anyway,
That's cool.
if you're sort of in the mood to kind of sit with something and just like kind of you feel like you have the patience, you're in the mood for that kind of pace, I'd really recommend it. It's really interesting. So that's the one I wanted to mention. But more recently too, I finally, just in the last couple of days, I finally watched Heat. Michael Mann.
Oh,
Have you
Oh
seen
yeah.
that?
yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Have you seen it, either of you?
No,
Yeah.
I've not seen
A
it.
long time ago.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say it's a '90s classic, so I assume
Yeah.
Brendan would have had to have seen it at some point. It is really good. It's funnily enough also like almost a 3-hour movie, right on the dot.
Yeah.
But Heat, by compared to Drive My Car, which there's no comparison between them. Like I don't even know why I'm trying. But
There's cars in both of them, right?
that's true. There's cars in both of them. You got me there. It's like I feel like Heat, although I thought it was very good, there's like so much shit in Heat that I'm like, why the fuck does this even exist? I feel like it could have been easily a 2.5-hour movie, if not even shorter. There's like whole characters that I'm like, why the fuck are you in the movie? Like it's just like it's so like bloated. It's in a way that's like really kind of bizarre, but the shit that it does well, it does really, really well. Like the final kind of sequence, the final sort of climactic sequence, like uses light and sound in a way that like I've never really seen, and I think is like so brilliant but so obvious. There's an incredible, like it's not really an action movie, it's sort of like a thriller detective thing, but there's this like firefight right in the middle of the movie that is like so crisp and clear but still hectic. Like it's like a really well put together movie. There's just like all these threads that are like, in my opinion, completely unnecessary. So it's kind of a shame in that way, but I'd still recommend it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much those are the two big things I've watched.
Cool. Okay. All right. Well, I have a lot, so I'll just go through them pretty quickly. I saw Long Legs in theaters. We're Brendan. I'm surprised he didn't bring it up, but whatever.
me too.
He always forgets. He's like, I didn't really watch anything. Oh, that's right, I watched 20 things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I watched SpongeBob.
You're right.
But yeah, I
What
saw
is-
Long Legs. It's a new movie with it's a new horror movie with Nick Cage.
Mm.
Yeah.
The first third is great. Second third, third, trash. Last act, not great.
Oh, yikes! I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's a good character. I like his character.
Mhm.
He's kind of creepy and whatever. All right, next movie. Dallas Buyers Club. This was with
Oh yeah,
Matthew McConaughey and Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Jared Leto, best movie he's ever been in, and like best
yeah,
performance he's ever done.
yeah.
I'm not gonna say
Isn't that
best movie he's ever been in. Sorry, that's a total lie.
what's the best movie he's ever been in your opinion?
Well, no, I shouldn't even. Okay, now I have to retract 2 of my statements. So,
Okay.
because Jared Leto is also in what's the drug movie called?
Requiem for a Dream.
Oh,
Yeah,
Requiem
Requiem for a Dream. So maybe it's
Mhm.
not even his best performance,
Uh,
but second
it's
best
up there.
performance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's right
and
there.
he's in a lot of great movies. Like he's in Blade Runner 2049. He's in Requiem
Yeah,
for
that's
a
true.
Dream. Yeah, like he's not the best. He's in Suicide Squad, one of the best movies of all time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm.
obviously.
Um, but yeah, it's definitely a good movie. I really enjoyed it. I just like their performances were so good.
It's a great
Uh,
movie. Isn't that fun? It's funny though, like not to like steal your point a little bit, but like there was like a period of time in my life around the time Dallas Buyers Club came out that I was like, fuck, like is Jared Leto like stealthily becoming just like one of the great actors? Like is he's just like he had a few movies around the same time that I just thought like and Requiem for a Dream earlier than that where I was like, fuck, like he's got these fantastic performances and like in really interesting movies.
mhm.
And then it was like I
Yeah.
fucking don't even think I hardly ever think about Jared Leto anymore. Like
Oh yeah,
I
then
feel like he just
he did Suicide Squad and Morbin. It's Morbin time.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
More.
it's just I don't know if he just is phoning it in or it's not I like not his he's not interested anymore. It's just like
He
my
needs to do
perception of Jared Leto.
he needs to do roles where he's in pain.
He's in
Yeah.
oh, he's in pain. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that is kind of something in common. But
Mhm.
what is his character's name in Dallas Buyers Club again?
I don't know, Sharon or something.
Hmm.
I can't
Yeah, well
remember.
whatever. Yeah, it's like she's kind of a like ultimately kind of a hopeful character though, right? I mean, it's been a while since I've seen it.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
Not gonna.
I haven't seen it.
Okay,
Okay,
fine. Yeah,
not gonna
it's
spoil it.
worth. It's absolutely worth a watch. So we won't say anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next movie, I saw a movie called EO, which is about a donkey from 2022. It was okay. I didn't really like it.
Is it EO? Is it 2 letters?
Yeah,
Oh,
not
here
my
it is.
favorite. Yeah.
I have to
Uh,
hold on. There's a lot of the companies. I'm searching EO donkey movie. Hopefully it
yeah.
comes
No worries. Yeah,
up.
it's a Polish movie. It was okay. It was. I get what
Okay.
they were going for. Not my favorite, and also not presented the best way either.
I love the poster. This bright
The
red
poster
poster.
is sick. Yeah, with the
Yeah.
donkey is sick. That's the best part of the movie. No, I'm kidding.
That's not really a great compliment. That the best
Mhm.
part's the poster.
All right, next movie. I watched Walk Hard: A Dewey Cox Story. Pretty funny.
Oh
I
yeah, I think maybe I've seen that years ago. It's with
mhm.
John C. Riley, right?
Yeah, it's with John C. Riley. Pretty funny. I actually
Mm.
really enjoyed it. School of Rock. Linklater. Great
Mhm.
movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
classic. You
nice.
must have seen. You
Yeah.
must have seen that, right?
Oh yeah, it's a rewatch for me. I fucking
Oh
love
yeah.
School of Rock. Next, I watched a short from Adult Swim called Shop a Pop Opera. That was fun. It's only like if you have like 11 minutes, just watch it. It's just a lot of fun. It's really
Oh,
the animation's kind of shit, but it's just fun to watch.
Shop a pop
Okay.
opera. Oh, there it is.
Mhm.
It's
Okay.
Shop a pop opera.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
What,
That's
what
what
did
I
I
said.
say? Oh no,
I
what did
just
I
heard
say?
Shop a pop opera.
Oh yeah. Shop.
Yeah, a pop opera.
The next movie also has a column.
Colon, I
Where
think, right? Colon.
I'm losing my mind. All right, I watched Mishima: A Life in Four Chapters, the Paul Schrader
Mm.
movie. It lived up to the hype.
Yeah, I have to watch that.
Yeah, and this is not a spoiler, but this all happened. So that was another
Wow.
crazy thing. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
literally. You mentioned this movie, I guess, before you'd seen it, and I went out and I bought one of Mishima's books to read before I saw the movie. Just I don't know. I felt like I should have some context.
yeah. No, which one did you buy?
Let me tell you, it's sitting on my shelf right behind me.
The
Life
Golden
for
Temple.
Sale.
Oh,
No,
okay,
Life for
that's not.
Sale is what about.
Mhm. That's
Is that
not
not a
one of
good
the
one?
movies. No. It's a good one. I'm just saying there's four books that he kind of covers. They cover in the movie,
Okay.
but
Interesting.
yeah, it's really good. The more you learn about Mishima, the cooler it gets. Like his
Mm,
Wikipedia page is ridiculously long. Like I was
mm.
looking at it, I was like, this is like absurd. Like I've never seen
It
a
was
Wikipedia page.
Because he
Like-
was like, so he had all sorts of like interests, right? And like he did all sorts of different things.
Oh yeah, he did a bunch of like he was in the military. I'm not gonna spoil what he does later in his life, but
Okay.
like he is a fucking crazy guy. He wrote so many books. I think he
Yeah.
was like he was a crazy guy.
Yeah, and he was like a martial artist, and he modeled, right? Like it was just he had like
Yeah,
a thousand lives.
Yeah, he did a lot of shit. Pretty cool, pretty good movie. Definitely would get a chance.
Mhm.
Last movie, and this is the most recent one, Mysterious Skin. This was recommended by Brendan, and this movie is very fucked up. I loved it. It was really good, but it is really fucked up. I would just say, like, if you're watching it, like, watch it with people who can handle this kind of like disturbing material. But yeah, the performances were amazing. The main two actors were great. Like they were fantastic.
Yeah.
It's with James what's his name? Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Mm.
And I forget the other guy. The other guy was really good. There's two
It's a
main guy.
Brady Corbett.
Brady,
I just looked him up.
yeah, I don't know who the oh, he's in a lot of like whoa. He's in two whoa.
Whoa.
No, it's really cool whenever I see someone's acting page and like, oh, they're in like Melancholia, which is a fucking Lars von Trier film. They're in
He's in
Funny Games, which is
yeah, he's in Force Majeure. Like he's in like quite. Is he? Where is he from? He's American. Yeah, and he's just
yeah, but
like all over
he's
the
in
place.
yeah, he's in like pretentious shit is what I mean. He's also in like 13 that
Yeah,
Brendan's watched.
Oh
I haven't
yeah.
seen that.
Yeah, but
Hey, that's
yeah,
also
no,
very cool.
Mysterious Skin was really good. I really enjoyed it. It is really fucked up. So like I said, if it's not for the weak-willed.
The Faint of Heart.
Faint of heart.
No,
Yeah.
The weak.
So yeah,
Nice.
that's it for my movies, and I've been playing a lot of college football 2025, and that's not really any art; it's just a football game. So that's it.
That's the art of the game.
That's art of the game. That's true. So yeah,
Nice.
we can. You guys got to help me decide a movie. So
Oh,
All right.
Okay.
all right. So I have an idea. Do we want to watch something I've already seen before, or something that I haven't seen before?
Something you
you've
haven't
seen before, or something that we. What was the first one? First
Oh,
option?
sorry. Something that I've seen but you guys haven't seen,
Okay.
or something that we all haven't seen.
all haven't.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's my
that's
vote.
where I lean to. Yeah.
Okay, I have two. I think they're in the same year too. So I'm thinking about either Mirror by Tarkovsky or A Woman Under the Influence by Cassavetes.
A Woman Under the Influence. And what was the other one?
Mirror
Um,
by Tarkovsky.
Oh, so that's like that's a real one.
What do you mean a real one?
I don't know. Just like it's Tarkovsky. Like we're gonna be like pulling out our hair and we're gonna sound
Oh,
like
but
idiots.
okay, but no, but like okay, we can handle it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Come
we're
on.
adults.
Yeah.
We're adults. We can do this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not gonna be too bad.
We're qualified to
Yeah, and
provide commentary on
yeah. This
art.
is gonna be my third time watching it. No, fourth time. Like I've never
okay.
finished it.
So that's the movie that you. So you're counting that it's also haven't seen because you've never.
Yeah, I've never finished it because I always get to a part where I'm like, I don't know where this is going. I don't want to watch this anymore. So I'm
Oh.
also just recommending it so I can kind of finally get it over with.
Wow. I mean, that's not exactly a ringing endorsement, and yet.
But it's
That's
like
sort of
okay,
a trade.
the thing why I'm forcing myself to watch it is so many fucking people have this on their greatest movies of all time list. And I just
fuck
like
it. I mean, then let's do it. I mean,
Okay.
if Brendan's cool with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll go with whatever Dan chooses.
Okay.
laziest answer ever. Okay, cool. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna watch Mirror by Tarkovsky. 1975. Yeah, we'll see. The budget
Nice.
was 622 rubles.
622
Thousand.
Oh,
Thousand.
well, still.
forgot
Though.
to
I
say
mean,
thousand.
I guess I don't know exactly what a ruble is, but
Oh
I'm
yeah,
assuming that was a lot
you don't know
higher.
how much ruples were to USD
I'm
in
sorry. Yeah, in
1975?
1975.
Yeah, including inflation. What are you like a Soviet or something? Are you non-Soviet? What am I talking
I'm-
about?
Yeah, I'm not sure how to answer that question.
But yeah,
Oh my
that's the
god.
movie.
Well, hold on. I just have to say, sorry. Today, which a lot of shit's changed, but today, 622,000 rubles is equal to $7,212 US
Wow.
dollars. And 4 cents. Don't
Okay.
forget about that 4 cents.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually not that big of a difference. I thought it was gonna be way more.
Oh,
Like, I
you
thought
thought
it
it was going to be like $12 or something?
No, what? What?
Oh, what do you mean it's not that big a difference? It's a huge difference.
Wait, US dollars? What did you say?
What? It's 622,000 rubles
Yeah.
today is equal to 7,000 US dollars.
Oh, only $7,000? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's not one ruple is $7,000. It's
I thought you said
that amount.
700. I thought you said 700,000.
No, 7,000.
Yeah.
That's fucking nothing.
Right? Yeah, I was shocked. You're like, oh, that's actually not that big a deal. I'm like, oh, okay, well,
No, that's fucking nothing, dude. They got scammed.
what? Or
Okay,
he's just
but yeah,
he's very frugal. He's very pragmatic.
yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to watch it. It's gonna be my fourth time watching it and hopefully finishing it. What if I just can't what if I can't finish it
Yeah.
again and I just show up and I'm like, oh, you just guys gotta tell me.
I didn't do the homework. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I like recommending things on here because I'm like, okay, I have to sit down and focus.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is a perfect one to do then.
Cool, perfect. All right, well, I don't have anything else to talk about, so let's end this thing.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thank you guys for listening. Check us out where you can get a podcast. We're uploading on YouTube too, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
And
don't expect to see our faces, but you know.
oh
Yeah.
no, hell no, no.
Yeah, but if you want a hastily put together collage of movie posters, of vaguely relevant movie posters,
Woo,
yeah, that's what you'll find.
woo. But yeah,
How many views do we have on our first video?
I don't know.
I'm gonna find out.
I think I watched it a lot myself, so I feel like the numbers.
Oh, right. Yeah, we all do. I mean, we all just love the sound of our own voice. Undated movie podcast.
No,
That's
like
so-
I just like whatchamacallit. I
just for
what's the word?
clicking.
Yeah, I just kept refreshing.
We have. Get ready. It's a big number.
6.
It's 11.
Woo!
Almost twice.
Digits.
Yeah.
Let's go,
Yep.
double digits. Woo!
And man, and if 11 views in ruples is actually 4,528 views on Russian YouTube, so that's really great.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was banned in Russia.
What, us or the Prince
No,
of
like-
Egypt?
Like YouTube.
Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know my tech lore.
Well, do you know like this is a side thing. You remember like the whole CrowdStrike thing where like everyone's computers were down on Friday?
Yeah, just like yeah.
It didn't happen in whatchamacallit in Russia because of sanctums. Like they're not allowed
Sanctions.
to. Like,
Yeah, right.
Oh, what the fuck did I say?
Sanctums.
Sanctums.
I knew what you meant. Yeah, I knew.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, it's interesting. Actually, yeah, I hadn't heard that, but it makes sense.
Hmm. So yeah, bada bing, bada boom. That's the podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.